Hey you guys, it's Britt. Tonight we're here to talk about the comedian Matt Rife. He is currently being canceled all over social media for an extremely inappropriate and insensitive joke that he made about DV. So I wanted to talk about that in this video and bring you guys up to speed. This is just, I can't believe that we're sitting here in November of 2023 with a comedian trying to make a joke about something that impacts people every single hour of every single day all around the world. But nevertheless, if you're interested, please keep watching. All right, you guys, so if you're not familiar with the comedian Matt Rife, he has gained a lot of social media fame, and Netflix decided to give him a stand-up special. Stand-up specials are not anything new or innovative, but it's definitely a big stepping stone in a comedian's career if they can land their own stand-up special, because it takes you off of just being known on social media. It can potentially put you in the living room of millions of people all around the globe. And when it's on Netflix, like, that's super exciting. Before I tell you guys about the joke that he actually made, the joke, I want to talk about insensitive comedy. I've said this before, I am here for a good stand-up special. I am here for a good joke. I am here for a good comedian that can make me laugh. But there are certain things that are not funny, no matter how you try to present them. And being inappropriate about victims, being extremely hurtful about the way that somebody looks physically, talking about things that they cannot control, you know, on their own body, like the way that their body is shaped or the way that they look physically. I've seen this so often, and it's like, oh, it's just comedy. You're being a snowflake. You need to calm down. I have talked about this for at least 2 years on my channel that I can remember. Being snarky is not bullying. And I don't care who the commentary is directed at. It's out of pocket, it's out of line, and I'm not here for it. But it says here, the comedian Matt Rife, whose sets have routinely gone viral on TikTok over the past year, is sparking backlash over a joke about domestic violence included in his latest special called Natural Selection. Rife's special premiered on Netflix November 15th and opens with a joke about the comedian going to a restaurant with a friend and being greeted by a hostess who had a black eye. His friend wonders why the hostess was not working in the kitchen so nobody has to see her face. Rife's punchline is, I feel like if she could cook, she wouldn't have that black eye.
The hostess who seats you at the restaurant had a black eye. And my boy who I was with was like, yeah, I feel bad for her, man. I feel like they should put her in the kitchen or something where nobody has to see her face, you know? And I was like, yeah, but I feel like if she could cook, she wouldn't have that black eye.
I immediately thought of two possibilities, and neither of them makes this okay. Number one, he completely fabricated this story just to have something to say on stage. Or number two, this actually did happen. And no matter what the scenario, it's still inexcusable. It's disgusting. Domestic violence affects so many people. One of the stats from the National Coalition Against Domestic Violence says, on average, nearly 20 people per minute are physically abused by an intimate partner in the United States. During 1 year, this equates to more than 10 million men and women. And it just makes me question, how can anybody turn this into a joke? If any of y'all have ever been in a situation where that has been part of your story and you are a survivor, I'm so sorry. Nobody deserves to be physically abused by anybody, especially the person that they're choosing to trust and build a life with and build a relationship with and possibly have children with. Of course, in this video, I will link some resources in my description box in case you need help or somebody in your life might need help. It just breaks my heart to think that this was used as a joke, And not only was it used as a joke, but he doubled down and is taking zero accountability and offering no apologies. Clips of the joke circulated online shortly after the special was released. Within a few days, at least one clip had over 2 million views as criticism grew. Rife has posted his stand-up comedy routines on TikTok since 2020 and gained a large following. With more than 18 million followers currently, his sets typically focus on dating relationships and have generally received positive responses from fans. I'd also like to say most of his fan base is women, and I'm glad to see that those women who were his fans are calling him out and calling this exactly what it is, and it is misogynistic and disgusting. In response to the joke from Natural Selection, fans and online creators, a large majority of whom are women, have called Rife out for punching down or making fun of a marginalized community and victims at their expense rather than punching up or joking about those who hold more power. It's just not funny, and it's wild that his team let him through knowing that his audience is primarily female. On November 20th, Matt did respond to this by saying he was just testing the waters, seeing if y'all are going to be fun or not. How dumb do you have to be to think that this is going to be fun or funny? Like, literally, how stupid do you have to be? These people usually end up exposing themselves for exactly just how ignorant and disgusting they are. You just have to give them enough time and enough attention, and typically they will show you exactly who they are. Now, he also responded on his Instagram story by saying, "If you've ever been offended by a joke I've told, here's a link to my official apology," he wrote. The link he includes takes users to a website for special needs helmets, a response that prompted another wave of backlash and accusations of ableism. A representative for Rife did not immediately respond for a request for comment. So obviously, you know, starting out with the inappropriateness and disgust of telling a joke centered around domestic violence, and then also not offering an apology and sending people to a website where they need to buy a special needs helmet because everybody is just, you know, not understanding how comedy works. No, people just don't like when survivors are used as a punchline. People don't appreciate that. I think that most of us know if we are not survivors ourselves, I'm sure that you know at least one person who is a survivor. The topic of DV is obviously extremely triggering for a lot of people, and for him to use this, and, you know, the other thing is, like, not only did he allow it, his team allowed it, the producers allowed it, the editors allowed it, and Netflix allowed it. I'm not currently a Netflix customer. I canceled a long time ago because I was just sick of paying for it, and we could never really find anything we wanted to watch on Netflix. So I went ahead and canceled it. But all of these people, again, we have multiple parties involved in a situation. All that it would have taken is one person to say, this feels extremely icky and I think that we should cut that part out. And the people that were in his audience that were laughing at this, also, they need an evaluation immediately. Because I couldn't, like, I could never think of hearing that and then laughing at it. He should have been booed off the stage when that happened. But when you have people who enjoy this kind of disgusting, what they call comedy, you build up these people to become just the biggest bullies, and they're making a lot of money by being bullies. I know this was a one-off, but it's definitely getting a whole lot of attention, especially over on TikTok, since that is where a lot of people know him from. But I wanted to bring it to you guys. Do you know who Matt is? Do you follow him? Have you heard about this? I think I know where most of my audience is going to stand on this, but sound off down below. How do you feel about this? How do you feel about bullying being veiled as comedy? because I see it quite often on social media. Oh, you just don't understand. Oh, it's for this cause. Oh, you're not witty enough to understand. But I do understand, and most people who have an intact soul can recognize that it was never funny, and it never will be funny. And we're here to talk about it. But I think that's going to be enough for today. So if you like the video, please leave a like and a comment. And if you'd like to see more from me in the future, please subscribe. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.